Here's a number that should stop every salesperson in their tracks. 85% of buyers have already decided which supplier they're going to use before they ever pick up the phone or send you an email. That means by the time they contact you, you're often confirming a decision they've already made, without you even in the room. So the question isn't, how do I close better? It's how do I win the deal before the conversation even starts? I'm here with Claudia, and we're going through the top 6 questions on exactly that. So why is content so important to medical device marketers today?
So I think content has never been more important than it is today. People are self-educating more than they ever were. So, you said in the intro that 85% of customers already know which way they're going to go before they even get in contact with a company. And we know from other research that 80% of their buyers' decision has been made before they reach out. So really, everything is happening before you even meet customers. So how do we educate people faster? And that's what content's going to do. So if we're not engaging with content, we're really losing before we're starting.
What are buyers actually looking for during that research stage?
So I think the best way to think about this is think about what you're looking for when you're trying to buy a product. So when you go online, what do? You compare, what's something like to another product, how much does it cost, what do other people think about it, who else is using it, things like that. These are the exact same questions that people are looking for online. So actually, we need to understand what those questions are. What are the questions that your customers are actually asking? And we need to answer those, because those are the things that are stopping people from moving through their buyer's journey. And it's exactly the same when you buy something. What happens, Becca, if you don't have answers to the questions that are in your mind? What happens then?
I start looking elsewhere, or I don't buy it.
Exactly. So you either go to a competitor, you don't buy it, or best case, you slow down and go, I'm going to come back later. But often you don't. So really, what are buyers looking for? It's really simple. Answers to their questions.
So you've had real success with this at Podymos. Can you sort of walk me through how you implemented it?
Yes. So we've been doing this for nearly maybe 2.5 years now. We've been implementing for a long time. So the first stage we did, and this is exactly the same how we do it for clients, so there's no difference whatsoever. So we started by mapping out our sales process or our buyer's journey, depending on where it is. This was our sales process we did. And then we look at what are the questions that come up at each stage. And we tend to find them more front-loaded. And then we create materials that addresses each of those questions at each stage. And then that's where we send that content. And we move the content in front of that sales meeting, send it out up front. So actually all those questions we would have got in that sales meeting are no longer there. The impact that's had for us, where we used to have probably a 1-hour initial sales meeting, we would have now probably about half an hour. It's taken away the second one totally. And then onboarding is just so much faster. Proposals are faster. We do one-to-one videos, things like that. So yeah, it's had I think the word is probably an epic impact on how we run things, but how our clients do as well.
So what does it actually look like when we build it properly?
So when you say build it properly, you mean content is implemented in every area possible?
Yes.
It makes your life so much easier. It makes your sales team's life easier. It compresses your sales journey right down. And why does it do this? Because the only reason people don't buy, well, there's 2 reasons. Firstly, they don't want what you're selling, and that's fine, we don't need them. And secondly, it's because they have unanswered questions. They've got issues, fears, and concerns. So if we can get your content to answer all of those questions along the sales journey, it means people can move from awareness to adoption or even sustained adoption much, much faster. So when it's fully adopted, it just means you've got a much shorter sales cycle.
So if you want to compress your sales cycle, do you have to be a big company with a big budget?
So that's a question we get an awful lot. And the answer is it depends. So it depends on how much of the program you want to go through. Do you want to compress your entire sales cycle? Do you want to do it for 1 product? Do you want to do it for 2, 3, 4 products? If you want to compress an entire sales cycle, it tends to take around 2 to 2.5 years, and it'll probably cost £100,000 to £200,000. And that includes all the materials that include in it, the work with your sales team, training of the sales team, things like that. If you just want to do one part of it, then actually that could cost between £30,000 and £50,000. So you will still see significant outcomes from that, which then you can decide if you want to move forward with the rest of the program. So the answer is, it depends.
So if someone wants to learn how to truly compress their sales cycle with content, how would they do this?
So there's many ways to learn more about this. So firstly, give us a ring and we can talk you through exactly how we do it, how we can help you to achieve it as well, what we can do for you. Secondly, go to our learning center. We have an awful lot of materials on there. So not just about shortening your sales cycle, but about messaging, product launches, educating customers, all different things like that. So have a look there. Thirdly, there's some really great books. Endless Customer by Marcus Sheridan, a fantastic book when it comes to shortening your sales cycle with content. And finally, subscribe to our YouTube channel because we're going to be talking about this an awful lot, definitely for the next weeks and months and hopefully even years.
So those are top 6 questions. And next week, we're talking about the 5-step formula to clarify your MedTech messaging. So make sure you're subscribed and we'll see you next week.